Have you ever noticed something strange about life? Thousands of people dream of success, but only a few ever reach it. Everyone starts with hope. Everyone feels motivated in the beginning, but somewhere along the way, most people stop. They stop not because they are weak, not because they are incapable, but because they get distracted. Today's story is not just a story. It is a mirror that will show you why most people fail and why a few succeed. This is the story of a king, a kingdom, and one young man who refused to stop. Listen carefully, because this story might change the way you see your own life. Once upon a time, in a beautiful and prosperous kingdom surrounded by tall mountains and flowing rivers, there lived an old king. He was a wise and kind ruler. For many years, he had ruled his land with justice and compassion. The people loved him. The kingdom flourished. But deep inside, the king was troubled, as his hair turned white and his body grew weaker with each passing year. One fear kept him awake at night. He had no child, no heir, no one to protect the kingdom after he was gone. What will happen to my people? He often wondered. One day, with a heavy heart, the king decided to visit his spiritual master, a wise man who lived quietly in a small hermitage near the forest. The king bowed respectfully and said, "Oh, wise one, my time is running out. I fear that after my death, this kingdom may fall into the wrong hands. Please, guide me. Help me find someone truly worthy to sit on my throne." The master listened in silence. He closed his eyes and remained quiet for a long moment. Then he smiled gently and whispered a secret plan into the king's ear. Slowly, the king's worried face changed. Hope returned to his eyes. The next morning, royal messengers rode across the entire kingdom. They announced loudly, by order of the king, "Whoever reaches the royal palace before sunset tomorrow will be declared the next ruler of this kingdom." The people were shocked, excited, confused. When the king's minister heard this, he rushed to the palace. "Your Majesty," he said, "forgive me, but this seems too easy. The palace is not far. Thousands will arrive. How will you choose the right one?" The king smiled calmly. "Wait and watch," he said. "Only the truly worthy will reach me." At sunrise the next day, people from every corner of the kingdom began their journey. Rich and poor, young and old, farmers, merchants, warriors, scholars. Everyone dreamed of becoming king. But what they did not know was that along the road to the palace, the king had secretly arranged a grand royal fair. The moment people entered the fair, they were overwhelmed at the entrance. Long tables were filled with delicious food, sweet desserts covered in honey, rare fruits from distant lands, hot bread, fresh from the oven. The smell alone made people forget everything else. "Just one bite," they said. "The palace isn't far." They sat down and forgot their journey. Those who walked past the food soon heard beautiful music, singers with magical voices, dancers moving like flowing water. The crowd stood still, mesmerized. Minutes turned into hours. Further ahead were exciting games, wrestling matches, archery contests, horse races. Cheers filled the air. "I'll play just once," people thought. But once became many times. Then came the royal drinks. Wine flowed freely. Laughter grew louder. Minds became cloudy, and near the end of the fair was the pleasure camp. Smiling faces, soft voices. Temptations too strong for many to resist. As the sun began to set, not a single person had reached the palace. The minister stood shocked. "Your Majesty, thousands started today. Where are they?" The king replied calmly, "They are exactly where they chose to stop." Just then, as the final rays of sunlight touched the palace gates, a lone figure appeared in the distance. A young man, walking steadily, eyes fixed forward. He had seen the food, but didn't stop. He had heard the music, but kept walking. He had felt the pull of pleasure, but refused to pause. "I must reach the king," he kept reminding himself. When guards tried to stop him, he said calmly. Nothing can stop me from my goal. Inside the palace, the king's eyes filled with tears. You alone reached me, the king said. Why? The young man bowed and replied, I saw everything, your majesty, but my goal mattered more. The master smiled. This, he said, is a true king, one who has conquered himself. Look at your own life. Every dream begins with excitement, but the road is always filled with distractions, comfort, pleasure, fear, entertainment. They look harmless, but they silently steal your future. Success does not belong to the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to stop. So I ask you, what is the one distraction that keeps pulling you away from your dreams? Comment below. Let's support each other. If this story touched your heart, like this video and share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Remember, your destination is waiting for you, but only if you keep walking. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and never stop.